Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, I will be showing you how to make use of U2 migration. We have an extension here which we'll be using. The extension is by Beasley U2 migration. So I will share the link in the comment section below. So why do we need migration? Part of the major reason why we need migration is because, for instance, let's assume you're trying to build a self-dependent application or an application you deploy to your clients. As it may be, you might not be available to tell all of your clients how to install the application themselves. Just like major open source application we download online. For example, talking about WordPress, you can download WordPress online, put it in your local server directory, and launch it in your browser. Remember, as at then, the only thing you have to do is you need to create a database where the application will be installed on. After that, all you need to do is follow click events in order to properly install the application by itself. Doing that, the application will automatically install the necessary tables and fields. That is where migration comes in. In your migration, you can have a list of tables you want to set in, even though it is not currently in your database, so that anybody that tries to install application will automatically have the database also generated, which includes the table and the fields in their database. So let's install this extension that we have over here. So to install this, we need to copy this address and the version of the application that we're currently using into the require inside composer.json. So I'll copy this and go to the application. I will open composer.json and put it in required. This being done, all I need to do is hit composer update so that you update the application that is not installed but is in our composer.json. So I will be back when this is fully installed. So our application has been successfully installed. So the next thing we need to do is to configure the migration into our application. First, let me open another terminal. Remember, this terminal I'm using is embedded into the IDE I'm using, which is PHP Storm. In case you are not using PHP Storm, you can also use your default terminal or command line. So what I will do now is I will type php yi migrate. See what we have on our screen. It says no new migration found. Your system is up to date. That means we do not have any migration made available. If you are to be using advanced templates, there will be a migration because every advanced template comes with user migration. Which is why anytime you install new advanced template, if you hit on this code I just put in here, automatically your user table will be created by itself. So let's proceed with this extension we just installed. So let's go to our table. We have two tables here under tutorial extension, which is the database that we configure over here. This database. So we have two tables over here. How do we set the migration of these two tables? So that maybe when we want to deliver the project to its owner, or maybe it's a freelance project, I want to deliver it to its owner, how will you be able to easily give the project to the user without getting worried about the database being separate? So let's see how we can do that. Now that we have our extension installed, first, let's copy this code over here and paste in our console config. So we'll go to console. I will paste it somewhere around there. So the next thing we need to do now is we will copy this over here and paste in our console, which is our terminal. It shows that we have three tables in our database. which is migration, post, and queue. Earlier, if you remember, we only have two tables in our database, which was just post and queue. The migration came when we ran this in our console over here. So let's go back to our table and see. We have this three table over here. So that is how we can view the list of tables that we have in our database. And also, this also gives us the instruction of the things to do with this extension we just downloaded. It says if we run migration /create the table name to generate creating migration for a specific table. Then if we do create all, it will generate migration for all the tables that we have. And if you do updates, it will generate updating migration for a specific table. But if you do update all, it will update migrations for all tables. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to generate migration for a particular table just for a start. So let's copy this that we have over here. So let's generate migration for one table. So we'll do PHP migration /create, then the table name. Let's say we want to do post, which is what we have over here. And I'll hit enter. It says that generating create table for table post. Generating create migration for table post. It was done. It also said remember to verify files before applying migration. So where do we find the migration that was generated for us? We'll go to migrations, and then we'll see the migration file over here. What we have over here is equivalent to the fields that we have in the table. So if you want to generate migration for all the tables that you have, you can also do create all, which is what we have over here. So I'll hit enter. Are you sure you want to generate two migration? Yes or no? So I will do Y for yes. It has successfully generated two migration for us. So let's check the two migration, which is what we have over here. Note something, we now have two migration for post. At every time you tend to create migration, it regenerates a particular table which you are trying to call. So the best thing you do if you have actually generated the table before is to update it. So in this case, I will delete these two files and I'll clear this up. So I will assume we have been able to only generate just queue table. So how do we generate post along with it and not creating a new queue table? So in that case, we need to make use of update all. So let's check what we have over here. It still generated two migration for us on queue. And one is stated updated and the other one is stated create. In this case, it means you always want to go with the updated migration.